Welcome to the Unraveling the Scriptures channel. The term Hamas is mentioned more than 40 times in the Bible. The complexity of this word and its original nuances may not be immediately apparent due to different translations and interpretations over time. However, today, we will explore how this word, so familiar nowadays, has deep roots in ancient prophecies, and how its understanding can be enriched by considering the original context of the scriptures. Therefore, I invite you to like and subscribe to the channel to help us spread this video. The term Hamas has a linguistic root in biblical Hebrew, and its interpretation goes beyond common understanding. In Hebrew, Hamas is associated with a form of violence, injustice, and extreme aggression. The word carries the connotation of violent acts, such as theft, oppression, and aggressive behavior. This interpretation goes beyond the more common perception of the word, which is often associated only with the Palestinian political military movement. The relevance of this linguistic analysis becomes evident when examining biblical prophecies that mention the word Hamas, often translated as violence or robbery in English. In summary, the word Hamas is not just a name but an expression that, in the biblical context, carries a warning about violence and aggression that may arise. The word Hamas is frequently mentioned in the scriptures and in the biblical context, appearing in over 40 passages. However, due to translations into English, it is common not to find the word explicitly in Bibles available in this language. This omission highlights the importance of exploring the original linguistic nuances and different layers of meaning that may be present in the word Hamas when considering the scriptures in their original language. When the Islamic movement Hamas chose this name in Arabic, the phonetic similarity to the Hebrew word mentioned in biblical prophecies may not be mere coincidence. Hamas is a political military organization that originated in the context of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It was founded in December 1987 during the First Intifada, a Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation. Hamas emerged as a response to the political and social situation in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. Initially established as a branch of the Muslim Brotherhood in Palestine, its founders, Sheikh Ahmed Yassin and Abdulaziz al-Rantizi, sought to create an organization that combined political, social, and military activities under the banner of Islam. The primary goal of Hamas is resistance to Israeli occupation and the pursuit of an independent Palestinian state, encompassing the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, Jordan, and East Jerusalem. The organization also adopts an Islamic agenda with the aim of implementing Islamic law in the region. The historical context of Hamas is closely linked to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, as it was formed during a period of social and political turmoil when many Palestinians felt oppressed by the Israeli occupation. The movement gained popularity by engaging in social activities such as the establishment of schools and healthcare services. Additionally, it has a military wing, the Izz ad-Din al-Qassam Brigades. Over the years, Hamas has been involved in armed conflicts with Israel, including a series of confrontations in the Gaza Strip. Its presence and actions have generated controversies, with some countries and organizations considering it a terrorist entity, while others defend its role as a legitimate resistance to occupation. The Hamas maintains its relevance in the geopolitics of the Middle East, playing a crucial role in regional dynamics and in peace negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians. Additionally, some people seek to relate Hamas to biblical prophecies to understand if current events in the region can be seen as the fulfillment of ancient prophecies. However, this approach is highly interpretive and can vary significantly among different theological and political perspectives. Some people see convincing correlations, while others consider these interpretations speculative and subjective. It's essential to approach this analysis with sensitivity, avoiding oversimplifications and recognizing the complexity of the Middle East conflict. The intersection of politics, religion, and biblical interpretation is a delicate field, and conclusions can vary depending on the perspectives through which this phenomenon is observed. Nevertheless, one cannot deny the potential of biblical scriptures, which contain guidance and prophecies intended to prepare people for the future. There is a record of 735 predictions about the future in scriptures, of which 596 have already been fulfilled literally, according to the scriptures, which underscores the authenticity and reliability of the content contained in the Bible. With this knowledge in mind, today we will focus on various biblical prophecies in which the word Hamas is frequently mentioned. However, the English translation, although essentially correct, may not fully encompass the breadth of meanings contained in the original Hebrew word. These prophecies predict a period of violence and distress and are found in various books of the Bible, such as Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Isaiah. Although these texts refer to specific historical contexts, some interpret them in the light of contemporary conflicts, including those involving the Hamas group. In the book of Jeremiah, for example, in chapter 30, verse 7, it is mentioned, "Ah, because that day is so great that there was no other like it, it is a time of trouble for Jacob, but he will be saved from it." In this passage, the prophet Jeremiah speaks of a period of great affliction, referring to Jacob, who is a symbolic figure representing the people of Israel. The interpretation of this period of distress can vary, but many consider it a reference to difficult moments in the history of the Israeli people, including possible connections to contemporary events, such as conflicts involving Hamas. In Ezekiel, in chapter 7, we find a prophecy of judgment against Jerusalem that says, "Prepare your chains, for the land is full of blood crimes and the city is full of violence. Therefore I will bring the most evil of the Gentiles, who will possess your homes, and I will cause the arrogance of the strong to cease. Your sanctuaries will be desecrated, trouble will come, and they will seek peace, but there will be no time to find it. Woe upon woe will come, and rumors will be heard upon rumors." These verses describe a scenario of violence, disaster, and a desperate search for peace, relating to the theme of conflicts and afflictions discussed in the context of prophecies and conflicts involving Hamas. The mentioned prophecies can be related to recent conflicts and trends in the Middle East. The periodic attacks between Israel and the Hamas group in the Gaza Strip can be interpreted as a manifestation of the violence predicted in the prophecies. The constant tension and conflicts in the region are cited as examples of a time of distress, as indicated in Jeremiah. The use of missiles by Hamas against Israel, resulting in the deaths of thousands of innocent civilians, can also be associated with the prophecy of Ezekiel, which speaks of a land full of bloodshed. The escalation of violence and the ongoing search for solutions reflect the elements described in the scriptures. While some people view these events as the fulfillment of prophecies, the connection between current events and biblical prophecies is often subjective, depending on individual beliefs and perspectives. I'd like to know your opinion. Do you believe all of this is just a coincidence, or were these events already foretold in the Bible? Leave your opinion in the comments. In addition to prophecies directly addressing the conflict between Hamas and Israel, the scriptures also contain predictions about other nations and global events. Prophecies related to conflicts between nations, changes in human nature, and the pursuit of peace among peoples offer a comprehensive view of the global landscape as we observe current events. It's fascinating to see how these prophecies may be unfolding before our eyes. Unexpected conflicts and evolving geopolitical alliances can be interpreted as fulfillments of biblical prophecies, highlighting the continued and timeless relevance of these messages for understanding the world around us. Fortunately, the Bible also offers us positive prophecies, emphasizing an optimistic perspective on the situation. Isaiah's prophecy about the end of violence and the transformation of weapons into instruments of peace is an inspiring vision of a redemptive and peaceful future. This prophecy is found in Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 4, where the prophet describes a powerful image of what will happen in the last days. "And he will judge among the nations, and will rebuke many peoples, and they will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. One nation will not lift up sword against another nation, nor will they learn to fight anymore." In this prophetic context, Isaiah portrays a vision of global transformation, in which nations will abandon war in pursuit of peace. The symbolism of turning swords into plowshares and spears into pruning hooks is especially striking as it represents a drastic shift in mindset, moving from destruction to construction, from war to production, and from conflict to collaboration. By relating this prophecy to the overarching theme of hope for a better future, we realize that Isaiah is conveying the promise that, even in the face of adversity and conflict, there is a vision of reconciliation and harmony. The transformation of weapons into agricultural tools symbolizes the transition from an era of violence to an era of prosperity and cooperation. This message of hope resonates beyond the biblical context and can be applied to contemporary challenges, including regional and global conflicts. The prophecy suggests that, in the end, humanity has the potential to overcome violence and build a future where peace prevails. This utopian vision acts as a beacon of hope, encouraging the pursuit of peaceful solutions and the construction of a better world for future generations. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Click on one of the 2 videos that will appear on your screen now to continue following us. God be with you. See you soon.